back at Taichung's Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. Game number 1 of the 2023 World Baseball Classic just about set to begin as Cuba and the Netherlands square off in the first WBC game in 6 years. There is the right-handed starter, Tom de Blok, for the Netherlands. And Ryan, he's missing up high a lot early.
You have to factor in nerves in this situation. First time in 6 years being on this stage.
Back-to-back walks to lead off this game for Cuba. First and second, nobody out for Luis Robert Jr. Got it on the off-speed, and Robert gone on strike. So the back-to-back walks, and de Blok able to fight back without number 1. Tom de Blok would love a ground ball here. Bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the first. Ground ball out to short could be the job that Tom de Blok needed, and the 6-4-3 wraps up a first-inning threat for Cuba. De Blok survives. Yariel Rodriguez, he has been a stud in Japan pitching for the Chunichi Dragons. Leadoff man for the Netherlands is the, I think it is fair to say, shockingly unsigned Jurickson Profar goes pitching and gone for out number 1 and strikeout number 1 for Yariel Rodriguez. One of the superstars in the game of baseball, Xander Bogaerts, and a called strike 3 will set down Bogaerts for out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. So that'll bring in Sir Didi Gregorius. Swing and a tapper right side, and Rodriguez hopping off the mound does it all himself to bring us to the close of 1. Arrubarena, by the way, in his pro days, we knew him as Arizbel. He is written on the lineup card for this Cuba squad as follows. This ball is hammered in the air to center field. Bernardina giving it chase back to the warning track, and he'll haul it in. We're out number 2 in the second.
And this is going to be the story once you get in that 6th, 7th inning for the Netherlands.
Down the right field line, that's a fair ball, and that's going to be extra bases into the corner for Yadil Mujica as Guibert flying around third base is getting the wave in there, and Cuba is onto the board with the first run of the 2023 World Baseball Classic and a 1-0 lead in the second.
This ball just left out over the plate. No infielder stopping this. And that deep part into right field. Plenty of time for that base runner to score on this.
Simmons, another guy who right now is at a fascinating place in his baseball life. Last year played 34 games with the Chicago Cubs. Talk about that aggressiveness, Andrelton Simmons, and that way up high, but strikeout number 3 for Rodriguez. So with 2 out and 2 on, the task now falls to Chadwick Tromp. Got a great pitch on 2-2 from Yariel Rodriguez. His day may be coming to a close in 2 pretty stellar innings. Didi Gregorius in 2017 and 2018, he got MVP votes in the American League. An OPS of 796. Also played with the Phils in 2020, but re-signed a 2-year deal after that as he flares this one out over the head of the leaping Arrubarena and down and left. And it's a 2-out RBI single for Didi Gregorius, and the Netherlands has its first run of the 2023 Classic. We're all tied up.
Didi Gregorius, good piece of hitting. 2 strikes, not trying to do a whole lot. Flaring that ball into left field, tying this game up.
Jonathan Scope broke in with Baltimore back in 2013, some time with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2018, currently with the Detroit Tigers after a stint in Minnesota, and he's gone on strike to end things here in the third.
And also hearing the guys just hearing just the noise the ball made, how explosive it was, and watching him do his thing in the major leagues was fascinating.
You know, I was going to say tough play left side. No play is a tough play for Xander Bogaerts, and that's the second out of the 5th inning. Great stretch over there at first by Gregorius as well.
Yeah, and then you have the natural shortstop over there at first base with the stretch. It'll be the bread and butter for these pitchers from the Netherlands. Get that weak contact. It's going to get gobbled up all day, especially that left side of the infield. Stay up the middle, get that runner in from scoring position.
Shift restrictions for Major League Baseball in 2023 do not apply here in the Classic, so we will see shifting like we would have seen last year as Makata flies out in foul territory to Simmons, and that will end the Cuba threat here in the top half of the 5th inning. So here is Josh Palacios with 2 men aboard for the Netherlands. You know, this Netherlands squad has got to be feeling a little bit frustrated with the hit total that they put on the board compared to Cuba, and not as though it's egregious, but they've got 4 of the 5 hits in this game. Cuba only has the RBI double as that one foul tipped into the glove, and Nick Lentz asking for help to see if that one skipped into the glove of Lorenzo Quintana. Quintana frustrated, but that'll go as a foul of the dish.
This is a really good changeup with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, looked like got maybe inside the glove. Got to do it all over again. Big moment right here in this game. 1-1 here in the 6th.
Man, Lorenzo Quintana he's the type of guy you want to have back there. He is fighting for every strike and every out, and the pitch is grounded up the middle, and that'll scoot on through for a base hit. Around third comes Gregorius, and the Netherlands has its first lead of the 2023 Classic. It's 2-1 in the 6th.
We talked about every pitch counting. You look at this, and you do not want that. This is just enough We talk about some of these balls sneaking through, getting inside the foul lines. This is a situation for the Netherlands. Just enough to break this game. Chadwick Trump, you want to get this out. You do not want to turn this lineup back over to have Profar, Bernardina, Bogarts.
Here is sets, 1-2. Flared out to shallow center. On rushing is Robert. That'll drop in front of him in plate 2. In to score easily from third is Scope. Palacios in from second. A 2-out, 2-run single for Chadwick Trump out of the 9 spot. And the Netherlands breaking things open. It's a 4-1 lead. So big spot for Mujica. He went down the right field line with his RBI double in the second.
In this situation.
That'll get one across for Cuba. It's an RBI ground out for Yadil Mujica. Jonathan Scope puts him away. Cuba draws one closer, cashing in its second hit of the game for its second run, and it's 4-2 in the 7th. So the 7 and 9 hitters, the 2 guys coming through today for Cuba. Yoelkis Guibert reaching on 1-out walk in the second, coming around 2 batters later on Mujica's RBI double. And then a leadoff double for Guibert here in the 4th. RBI ground out for Mujica, and final out of this 7th inning off the bat of Roel Santos. Luis Robert Jr., who has started his day with 3 straight Ks. Robert crushes this one into the alleyway in left center. That's extra bases, 1 hop off the wall. Luis Robert Jr., welcome to the Classic. His first base hit, a 1-out double in the 8th.
That's just a situation you're just trying to do too much or do just a little bit more than the pitch prior to that. A big league hitter like Luis Robert Jr. will make you pay for it.
2 gone in the 8th. Brings up to catcher Angel Quintana. That one into the dirt. Trump able to get to it. Back in behind Robert. Got him at second. What a job by Chadwick Trump. Luis Robert is looking over to the third base dugout to try to get some help, and they will review this. And Armando Johnson wants another look at this to see if he can save this threat in the 8th. Robert contending he got that right foot in before the tag. I think that tag is on him just before the right spike gets the bag at second. This is a huge spot, and out at second base is the call on the review. So Luis Robert Jr. is retired. Wendell Florin has taken over. The Willemstad Curaçao native will try to close out win number 1 for the Netherlands.
Listen, this guy, you talk about a guy who is in a situation right now. This is a huge game. The 2 favorites, Cuba, Netherlands, coming into this. The pitching has been outstanding. I said this is the one question mark. What are you going to see from these guys?
Crazy thing is this Cuba offense has been largely held at bay. Bouncing ball back up the middle, snared at short. Bogarts the 360, and the Netherlands opens things up with a day 1 win.
And that day 1 win, you mentioned how important it is. All smiles in the dugout, on the field. Your confidence, your energy just goes through the roof. Anchored by that man right there, Xander Bogarts.
What a start in this 2023 World Baseball Classic, and we are just getting started.